Hi, my name is Talani Person, and I hope your day is going well. I wanted to talk to you about part one of my Living Your Purpose program, which is the life of existing. When I created this program, I really focused in on what Jesus said in John chapter 15, verse 16, that He created the believer, you, to produce fruit. And that really is producing the life that He created for you to experience. And what does that look like? Being the person that you were created to be and living His purpose for your life, which includes your gifts, your talent, your skills, your abilities, and your influence. And that's what really living your purpose is really all about. But what's opposite of it? Because in the kingdom of God, is really no gray area. With God, when you think of His thoughts and ways, it's either life or death, good or evil, faith or fear. And then with living your purpose, it's this life of existing. The word exists is living, especially under adverse conditions. And when you think of a life of existing, it's really living under conditions that work against you, factors that work against you. And some of them are self imposed based on our belief. When we value people's opinion about ourselves, end up being a people pleaser, or look for what society has to offer versus what God says about us in His Word and how we should pattern our life, we end up putting ourselves in a position to get results that's unfavorable for us. For me, it came up as anger, it came up as depression, dreading my career, frustration, and me really questioning if I should move forward with life. And the interesting thing about it is Jesus, He identified what the life of existing is. He said it is withering. In John chapter 15, verse 6, He says, a person that choose not to really abide in Him, He says they wither. They're cut off from the source of living that He provide for us as believers, and they begin to wither. Now, think of a fruit. It's connected to a tree or it's in the ground, connected to its source. Adverse conditions can come against it. It can experience a drought and not really getting water. What end up happening to that fruit? It begins to wither. And that's the same what happens to us when we choose not to do things according to God's thoughts and ways and His plans for our life. We end up not experiencing His best. And that's what caused a person where you may be asking yourself, in which I asked that one time myself, is like, where is God? I go to church every Sunday. I'm doing what I need to do, doing things, but not really being who He created me to be. And then He was not really showing up in my life the way I wanted Him to and the way He wanted to show up in my life. So in the Living Your Purpose program and the life of existing, I really focus in on the knowledge that is needed and the strategies that you have to apply on your life on a daily basis to live God's plans for your life. Why? The life of existing is like carbon monoxide. It can show up at any moment in your life, the symptoms, and you are not aware that you live in it. And so, with that being said, it's important to recognize truly what does it mean to live with purpose, opposite of a life of existing. And that is recognizing and taking ownership that Jesus is the origin of your life, meaning that He is the creator of your life and the giver of your life, that He came back to this earth, walked as man, gave you the blueprint to live a successful life by being a follower, a disciple, learning His thoughts and ways to be able to overcome and win and live God's best for your life. So I encourage you to identify if you're living your purpose or you live in a life of existing, and ask yourself, what do I really need to sacrifice, give up in my life to move forward to live God's best for my life? So with that being said, I hope this helped you and bring clarity of what a life of existing is and how it's very important to connect and stay connected to God, to learn His thoughts and ways to move forward and live a spiritual lifestyle. With that, I just challenge you to continue to own your truth and live your vision. And have a blessed day.